The views, information, and opinions expressed during the following program are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent the views of Access Communications, its representatives, or its employees. The views, information, and opinions expressed during the following program are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent the views of Access Communications, its representatives, or its employees.
Okay, welcome, good evening, and welcome to Weyburn City Council for our regular meeting for October 14th. We're a day late, of course, this week due to the Thanksgiving holidays. Hope everybody's full of turkey and had a great weekend. We do have a busy agenda tonight. We have a full gallery tonight, which is very nice to see. So thank everybody that's here for coming. A few things tonight where our deputy police chiefs can talk to us about safe spaces and what that means and a change to our community. Some zoning up on the hill and some conversations around youth council, which I'm very excited to hear, and summer games. So I think we better get to work. So with that, I'll head to the agenda. And if I could get a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting, please. Your Worship, I'll make that motion. Thank you. And a seconder?
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Good. Any questions or changes or anything that needs to be done? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. On to the agenda. Are there any additions to the agenda, administration?
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. There's no additions from administration tonight.
Thank you. Council? None. Good. Thank you. For public hearings and notices, we will, we will have a public hearing tonight. That'll fall down in 9A. That is the change to the zoning amendment. So there will be a public hearing then. So we are next on to delegations, proclamations, and petitions. So we are going to start with a proclamation, and I'll read that, and then I don't know if one of the organizers is going to speak afterwards, but I'm going to insist that the one in the middle should say a few words. Front middle. Whereas breast cancer touches the lives of many in our community, including our mothers, daughters, sisters, friends, and neighbors, over 780 Saskatchewan women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in 2025, many from our community. And whereas early detection and timely treatment significantly increases the chances of survival, making awareness and education crucial tools in the fight against this disease, Breast Cancer Awareness Month provides an opportunity to unite as a community, to promote education, support those affected, and encourage regular screenings and self-examinations. And whereas we honor and support those who are currently facing a breast cancer diagnosis, we celebrate the survivors and remember the lives lost. And whereas organizations, healthcare providers, and individuals throughout Weyburn and area are encouraged to participate in activities that increase awareness, support research efforts, and bring hope to those diagnosed. And whereas funding raised by Weystrong events stay in our community and help remove financial barriers so that women can attend the second annual Weystrong Cancer Survivor Retreat on October 19th at no cost. So therefore, I, Jeff Richards, Mayor of the City of Weyburn, do hereby proclaim October 2025 as Weystrong Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And if anybody from the organizing group would like to take the microphone, you're welcome to. If not, I'm just kidding, you certainly don't have to do that. But I think we should, but we'll just meet over by the flags for a quick picture. It doesn't have to be quick. We can take as long as we want.
Well, you, of course, we want extra time. Always.
some roses, eh? Yeah. Thank you, by the way, for all that you do for our community and the people in our community. It means a lot. Thank you. Okay, next up, oh, this is exciting too. This is Weyburn Youth Council appointment. So I believe we'll have a motion to appoint our youth council. Let's start with that.
Thank you, Your Worship. I am thrilled to make a motion that the following students be appointed to the 2025-2026 Weyburn Youth Council. Harper Williams, Marisa Erasmus, Bailey Roy, Heron Joe Matthew, Elizabeth Sarant, Tim Molia.
Your Worship, I am pleased to second that motion.
Thank you. I'll ask this question. All in favor? All right. Now, as you know, this is our 9th year, I think, with a...
Sorry, pardon me. Sorry, Abrielle. That was awful of me. I missed Abrielle Molnar. I'm sorry, Av.
Now you got your own special announcement, so I'm sure you're not getting embarrassed at all at this point.
Your Worship, I think we need to set an example for Youth Council and amend the motion to do this properly.
I think we should do that. Would anybody care to do a friendly amendment?
I can do that, Your Worship. I will make a motion that the following students be appointed to the 2025-2026 Weyburn Youth Council. Harper Williams, Marisa Erasmus, Bailey Roy, Heron Joe Matthew, Elizabeth Sarant, Tim Molia, and Abrielle Molnar.
Thank you. A seconder.
I'm 12.5% more pleased to second this motion.
Very good. So the first vote we'll have is a vote to accept the amendment as presented. Does anybody have a concern with the amendment as presented? Are we sure? Okay. So all in favor? That is carried. Thank you. So now it is amended to add the extra counselor. Thank you very much. And now we will vote on the motion. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you very much. Thank you guys very much for volunteering to do this. It is an important thing that our community does, and I appreciate it greatly. Councillor Sadlowski, is there anything you'd like to say?
Yes, I would just like to thank everyone who put their name forward to be a part of Youth Council. I think it takes incredible courage, and I'm very excited to be working with you guys this year.
Yeah. Now, it's my understanding that our new youth mayor is going to say a few words tonight as well. So I would like to welcome you, Harper, to the microphone, please.
Good evening, Mayor Richards.
Oh.
I always forget about the mics. Good evening, Mayor Richards and members of City Council. On behalf of the City of Weyburn Youth Council, thank you for the opportunity to serve and bring the voices of young people into your decision-making. Community starts here, with us. We hope to inspire more young people to listen, engage, and take action alongside you. We're committed to building on the work of past youth councilors and collaborating with our peers to make Weyburn even stronger. As youth mayor, I vow to expand youth voices and mentor our new councilors to turn what we hear into practical steps. We are honored by your support and grateful for this platform to create change. We look forward to working alongside City Council, City staff, and the community of Weyburn. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you want to get a photo? So before you guys go, I think we'll get in front of the flags again at our new photo booth, and we'll get a quick photo. Kelly, you'll be? Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll go to that.
And then put the boys at either ends for bookmarks. Yeah.
You're tall, you're going back.
And then, if this is my middle, sort of lean in, so then that way you guys can squeeze a little. Thank you. Just one more, Jeff.
It's okay. Over here is fine.
Yeah.
Jane, you want to grab a couple pictures too, or? Thank you. Yes, indeed. Congratulations. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for volunteering. Doing great work. Haley, looking forward to cheating Communathon with you on our team, just so you know. Yeah. Sure. I'm just walking slow. Really good. Yeah, and then there's it's emptied right out. That is 9 years, I think, now of youth council in our city. What a tremendous accomplishment for our young people. That is a cool thing that we do. All right. So as we continue to work through our delegations, proclamations, and petitions, we are pleased to welcome our member of the Legislative Assembly. So Mr. Weyburn was elected, as we all know, last fall in the general provincial election, and he is the MLA for Weyburn-Bengoff. So I think, we're kind of got some new digs here tonight. I'm not 100% sure where he'll sit or stand, or what is the podium? So thank you for joining us tonight, Mr. Weyburn. We have got so much going on in our community. You know this. I don't have to tell you how busy our community is and the investments that we're making. I understand you're going to talk to us a little bit tonight about some of the priorities your government has on their books right now and how that might impact the folks of Weyburn and certainly our community. Perhaps some infrastructure funding that may be available for us someday, or maybe not. But I would say I don't know that council will have a lot of hard questions for you, but certainly look forward to hearing from you. So please.
Sure. Okay. Well, I guess my timing was good.
Timing was perfect.
The caucus meeting ran long, and I just got straight to the city and came straight here. So again, thank you all for inviting me to attend your meeting. I do appreciate that. As far as an update, one thing I like to do when I attend a council meeting in my constituency is just highlight the municipal revenue sharing program for everyone. And to point out that in 2025, Weyburn received $2,753,218 through the municipal revenue sharing. In 2007, just to contrast that, Weyburn received $828,689. So it's a 232.2% increase there. As far as the 25-26 budget, we have $24.4 million allocated towards construction of course, the Weyburn Hospital that we can all see coming along quite nicely. And then this summer we've seen highway upgrades in the area, and so we received $25 million in capital investments. So that's going into the roundabout, the twinning on the 3 sections, and it looks like over $1 million just for rubber asphalt crack sealing in the area as well. On a little lower level that lots of the residents will recognize is the program that we have as far as sponsoring and supporting the rinks in our area. So we've got the rinks in the city here, and the city receives $2,500 for each rink that we have. So every ice surface gets $2,500 as well, just to support with those operating costs. So with that's pretty much as far as infrastructure. Just a little update regarding potential funding for a pool, because I think that's a pretty hot topic. Yeah, it's a pretty hot topic in the area. So I was just having a discussion with the minister responsible for government relations, Eric Schmaltz. He was up in Ottawa just fairly recently, and we were on his list of things that they were discussing at the federal level and looking for getting some funding for infrastructure in our province. And he let me know that Weyburn was on his list of communities that he knows there's an ask there, and they got to figure out what the federal government's plan is for that. So excellent. That's a pretty brief update for you, but any questions? I may not have the answer, but I'll definitely get back to you guys through an email or something as well if there's anything specific. But
sure. Well, First off, appreciate you coming, appreciate you standing up there and being willing to take questions. So I think what I would do is just open it to the floor, Council and Administration. If anybody has questions for our MLA or the provincial government that he can take back. Yes, Councillor Jenke.
Thank you for being here tonight, Mr. Uyghur.
Yeah.
I'm always pleased to hear the provincial government's updates on municipal revenue sharing. Is there, I mean, I don't expect you to have this answer tonight, but is there a long-term plan to review that program? I would like to tell you Weyburn is special in how we are looking at a bit of a deficit in regards to infrastructure, but unfortunately we're not. Every community in the province and across the country is dealing with that, and I know that yourself and your government are aware of that, but I just wanted to put the question in your ear to take back to your next caucus meeting.
Sure. You know, I don't know of any review happening. We receive a lot of positive feedback on the program from municipalities, knowing that they have this consistent funding arrangement. Again, it's also important to note that when this community does good and when the province does good, then the amount is increased for that municipal revenue sharing because it's tied to the PST that we collect as a province. And so we are the envy of most other provinces with a program that's like that in place. So I'm not aware of any potential reviews, and I'd be probably speaking out against a review of the program if that were to be brought up. So,
Thanks. Councillor Higgs.
More so, not a question, but just a commentary. Thank you and your government for some of the infrastructure spending that has been coming down the pipes to the communities in general, Weyburn specifically, obviously, but on some of the projects, whether it be 35 North, the roundabout, we do appreciate it, so thank you.
Yeah. And you brought up 35 North, and I'll just touch on this. That wasn't in the plan for this year, right, as I think you're all aware, but I think you all played a part in that being completed. I know you had Minister Merritt down for a hockey game, I believe, and you know, it's not just you, but it's residents that reached out to me, and that feedback got to where it needed to get, and they found a way to get it done. And I think that's important to see that that's how the process is supposed to work. And I think it worked in this case where we showed that there was a need. It was, you know, in the grand scheme of things, maybe not that largest of an ask, but you did well for your residents in the city of Weyburn to represent and make those submissions to the minister, and never hurts to bring them down for a Weyburn Red Wings hockey game. So, yeah.
That's right. Any other questions? Yes, Councillor Morissette. For sure.
Thank you, Your Worship. Mr. Uyghur, again, I wanted to echo Councillor Heggs. Thank you for the partnerships on the highway upgrades. It makes getting in and out of Weyburn much, much easier,
Absolutely.
resulting in lots more trade and people wanting to stop in our fair city. So I'm hoping that you would encourage the Sask Party to keep on with the Urban Highway Connector Program. Did I get that correct, Rennie? Awesome. So is that something that you guys want to continue doing in the future?
Well, I think anything that improves trade is good for business, and Highway 39 is a perfect example of that. The twinning of that highway, it's been very strategic to increase traffic coming through our province as well, and we just talked about PST, and the more PST we bring in, the more the city of Weyburn is going to benefit. When I moved to Weyburn back in 2007, I went to a meeting and we were discussing this route through Weyburn, and it was not the preferred route to go from Chicago to Calgary. Right? At that time, if you went on the internet and put in your route, it would take you down through the United States, stay on Twinned Highway, drive further, but truckers and tourists would take that route. Now, if you put in Google Maps, it's going to bring you right through Weyburn. And we know that's how everyone gets around now as far as their directions. So it's made it a preferred route, and it's really hard to calculate what the benefit to our province has been from that, but it's significant, and it's like an investment that's going to pay us dividends now for years and years to come.
Nothing else? So you've heard the thanks. I'll reiterate it all. Thanks for coming down. Thanks for your advocacy. You're right. I think we all worked hard. at advocating for that Highway 35 upgrade.
Yeah.
Also, thank you for your work on that and making the minister and his people available to us as well. And as we continue infrastructure talks, from a City of Weyburn standpoint, we're very grateful that you're there at those tables and that we know you're taking our message to Regina. So thank you very much for that. Also, please, when you run across Minister Schmaltz, thank him on our behalf as well for advocating for some money for our indoor pool. If there's some to be available from the feds, we'll be grateful to have it. So thank him for that.
Absolutely.
If you would, please. We'd like to make this an annual event at the very least, to have you come down and talk to our folks and talk to the people of Weyburn through this. But for tonight, be honored if you wanted to join us and sit through the rest of the council meeting. You're more than welcome to do so.
I will, and I'll take you up on that offer every year. So,
right on.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Uyghur. Okay, we'll keep going. We've got lots yet to do tonight, but this is a great meeting. Excuse me. So reports of standing committees, an opportunity for councillors to just bring updates from committees that we sit on. Does anybody have a report from one of their committees? No? You already did your youth council one. That's a good one. Yeah. If not, then we will keep going. We have one item on the consent agenda. That is the building department report for September. If I could get a motion to get the consent agenda on the floor.
Your Worship, I'll make the motion that the building department report for September be approved on that consent agenda.
Thank you.
I will second that motion, Your Worship.
Thank you very much. Is there any commentary on that? Anything that we need to pull out? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. We'll move on now to some motions. First up is accounts payable.
Your Worship, I would move that the purchases from September 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2025 in the amount of $3,887,149.25 be approved for payment. The purchases include quick pays of $27,750, accounts payable of $3,182,508.33, direct withdrawals of $672,090.83, and debit card transactions of $4,800.09.
Thank you. Get a seconder?
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Thanks, Councillor Higgs. Any questions for the Director of Finance or anybody else on those? Hearing none, I'll call the question then. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Next up, we do have a property tender potentially, so I would look to the Director of Finance actually to present this, please.
Thank you. So under the provision of the Tax Enforcement Act, the city offered the following property for sale by public tender. It's 432 Government Road, Lot 18, Block 72, Plan Number S4840. On July 17th, 2025, the property tender under the Tax Enforcement Act was posted on Sask Tenders, in the Weyburn Review, and the city's website. Tenders were to be received by the City of Weyburn no later than August 11th, 2025 at 2 p.m. No tenders were received. On August 15th, the property was posted a second time on Sask Tenders with a closing date of September 8th at 2 p.m. and no tenders were received. On September 26, 2025, one offer was received from Darlene Gosling. Her bid is shown here for $5,000. The estimated outstanding properties and our estimated outstanding property tax and enforcement costs are $7,843.31. So we have three options to accept the offer as presented. Counteroffer for the full outstanding property taxes of $78.43.31 or refuse the bid. Administration recommends that option 1 is taken to accept the offer as presented based on the future revenue from the property.
Good, thank you. Thank you. Can I get a motion?
Your Worship, I'd move that council accepts the $5,000 offer from Darlene Gosling to purchase the property at 432 Government Road.
A seconder?
I'll second that.
Second that motion, Your Worship.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion, any questions on this one? Nope. Hearing none? All right, well, I will call the question then. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Next up is an item for some debt financing. Once again, we'll go back to the Director of Finance, please.
Thank you. The 2025 budget included debt financing of $3 million. The financing was to cover payment for the police station roof repair of $450,000, a police vehicle for $77,000, and lift station upgrades and water main replacements for $2,473,000. The debt limit for the city of Weyburn is $20 million. The city's current debt obligation is $10,614,592.93. Administration has contacted Municipal Financing Corp., the Weyburn Credit Union, CIBC, and RBC for rates. The below rates were received. Municipal Financing and CIBC provided a fixed rate with over 5-year terms, and the Weyburn Credit Union and RBC provided rates for 5-year terms. CIBC and RBC proposed an interest rate swap facility. The police vehicle was budgeted to have a portion funded by an external loan, but administration advises that the vehicle be removed from the debt financing over 10 years as an internal loan with the repayment over 5 years could be provided. The police vehicle did come in under budget, and the internal loan would be approximately $56,000. Once council's direction is received, administration will then apply for the debenture or debt financing. And upon approval, this city council will then have 2 weeks to pass a bylaw to obtain the financing. Upon acceptance or the bylaw, the debenture or financing will be provided to the city of Weyburn. Repayment for the financing will be made either quarterly or annually. So administration recommends that council pass a bylaw, pass a motion to proceed with an application to borrow from Municipal Financing Corp. The application is to the local government committee in the amount of $2,950,000 over 10 years at a fixed rate of 4.05%, and the city will provide an internal loan repayable over 5 years for the police vehicle in the amount of $55,000.
Thank you, Director Massal. That was a lot. Getting a motion first, please.
Your worship, I'll move that the application be made to the local government committee for permission to borrow by the way of debentures for the sum of $2,950,000 in 2025, repayable over a period of 10 years, for the purpose of police station roof replacement, lift station upgrades, and 2 water main replacements. This is to be repaid so that the principal and interest are combined, made payable in equal annual installments during the term of the securities and interest rate of 4.05% per annum, payable at least annually.
Thank you. Can I get a seconder?
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Thank you. Questions on this one? Quiet? Nope. Yes, Councillor Corrigan?
Just one, Director Massal, for people looking at this motion and looking at the numbers that are here, could you explain why we're going with the 10-year 4.05% from MFC as opposed to the swap of 3.95% from RBC, and what the difference is and what that means?
So just with the interest rate swap, there's just more there's more risk basically with it, so we want to take the less risky option.
Right. So the fixed is obviously a more secure rate, whereas the swap could be variable.
It's variable.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Good question. Councillor Janke?
Director Massal, forgive the obvious question, but you have no concerns about the city's ability to service the additional debt?
No, we've budgeted for that.
All right, thank you.
If that's everything, then we'll call the question. All in favor? And that is carried. Thank you very much. Okay, next up, more exciting news for our community. I will turn this over to the Director of Leisure Services to bring us up to speed on the 2028 Saskatchewan Summer Games.
Thank you, Your Worship. For some background, the Saskatchewan Summer Games are a biannual multi-sport event that brings together youth athletes from across the province for a week-long celebration of sport, culture, and community. The most recent games, held in Lloydminster in July 2024, welcomed 2,081 athletes, coaches, and officials from 221 communities across Saskatchewan, over 800 volunteers, and upwards of 5,000 visitors to the host city over 7 days. The city of Weyburn last hosted the Games in 2004, delivering a highly successful event. Why host the Games? Hosting the Saskatchewan Summer Games offers significant benefits to the community. The economic impact of the 2024 Games generated an estimated $5.4 million in economic activity for Lloydminster. Local hotels, restaurants, retailers, and service providers benefit from increased traffic and spending. Facility legacy. Host communities receive $550,000 hosting grant and up to $250,000 in matching legacy grant funding for facility upgrades and equipment. Legacy funding would be used to upgrade multiple sport facilities. Community development. The Games foster volunteerism, youth engagement, and community pride. They provide a platform for developing athletes, many of whom go on to compete at national and international levels. Provincial recognition. Hosting the Games positions Weyburn as a leader in sport, recreation, and community development. It strengthens our partnerships with provincial organizations and showcases our city's capacity to host major events. There are some temporary requirements. While the benefits are substantial, hosting the Games also requires careful planning to manage temporary requirements. Road closures. Events like the triathlon and cycling races will require partial or full road closures for up to 3 hours, which may affect traffic flow and access to certain areas of the city. Facility bookings. Major sport venues, which would include the outdoor soccer fields, ball diamonds, outdoor swimming pool, and the track, will be booked exclusively for Games use up to 7 to 10 days, limiting public access. Arena use. The hockey rinks may be booked for opening and closing ceremonies, requiring scheduling adjustments for regular users during that time. Parking. There will be an increased demand for parking and will require coordination with Public Works and Protective Services. These impacts are temporary and manageable with proper communication and planning, and they are offset for the long-term benefits to the community. The facility conditions. The City of Weyburn and the Southeast Cornerstone School Division currently have all the facility amenities required to host the Games. In conjunction with user groups, the amenities have all been well maintained, and any upgrades required are expected to be minimal. Funding for the Games. The Saskatchewan Summer Games are funded through a combination of provincial grants, corporate sponsorships, community donations, admission revenue, merchandise sales, and municipal contributions. A detailed budget for Weyburn's hosting proposal is currently under development and will be presented to Council once finalized. As with any large-scale event, there may be unforeseen expenses or budgetary shortfalls. While administration will make every effort to minimize financial risk through careful planning and cost control, it is important to note that the city would be responsible for covering any operational financial shortfalls required to successfully host the Games. This financial commitment is a standard requirement of the Saskatchewan Games Council and has been accepted by previous host cities as part of their bid process. I recommend that Council passes a resolution to provide a letter of support to submit a comprehensive bid package for the 2028 Saskatchewan Summer Games.
Thank you very much, Director Henning. Let's get a motion first.
Your Worship, I would move that Council provide a letter of support to submit a comprehensive bid package for the 2028 Saskatchewan Summer Games.
Thank you. A seconder?
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Thank you very much, Councillor Morissette. All right, questions for the Director? Councillor Bador.
On the host committees receive a $550,000 hosting grant. Is that just to cover internal cost, or is that to go to upgrade facilities in preparation for this, or what happens there?
That's going to be for the operational cost. The legacy funding would be to upgrade the facilities.
Yep. And sorry, the legacy fund, is that the stuff that we have to do, if awarded, we'd have to do before the Games, or is it legacy after the Games?
That would be stuff that would have to be completed before the Games commence. The legacy wording behind that is it's going to leave a legacy within the community for us to enjoy the impact of that for years to come.
Thank you. Councillor Higgs.
Possibly not a fair question, as you weren't here last, when 2004, most of us weren't. Was there any cost overruns at that time? Do you know? Was it a, did it cost the taxpayers money?
I don't have that answer in front of me right now.
I apologize. I didn't think of it till just now. The second question is timeline. Where are we at with? So we make this resolution. You put the letter forward. Is there when would we expect to know if we were awarded the games?
The successful host committee will be notified later in this fall. There's no exact deadline, but it will be before the end of the calendar year.
Oh, wow. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks. Councillor Janke?
It might be too early in the process to have a feel for this, but do you know how many other communities are vying for this, or is that not available yet?
That information is not given to any proponents there, so. Sorry.
I just want to know how much competition we're facing.
I would love to know also.
None. No matter how many communities are in, we're not really facing real competition. Clearly, Weyburn's the leader. Councillor Sedlowski?
Not a question, but thank you for your hard work on this. I think it's a fantastic opportunity to showcase our community, and I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, I would echo that. Thank you for your work on this. Yeah. Okay, I think the questions have been asked. I think now we just have to call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you very much. Charge ahead. All right, a little bit of unfinished business. This is a zoning and OCP amendment that we started last month, and we will wrap it up here tonight, or potentially anyways. This is bylaw 2025-3502 and 2025-3503. Sorry?
We have to do the introduction of bylaws first.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Very good. I'll let you do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
At its September 16th, 2025 meeting, the Weyburn Police Commission received a formal request from Police Chief Vanda Saib to recognize the Safe Public Spaces Act, which is also known as the Street Weapons Act. The Commission passed a motion requesting Weyburn City Council to enact a bylaw opting into the Act, thereby making it applicable within the City of Weyburn. The purpose of the bylaw is to allow the city to opt in to new rules set out by the Government of Saskatchewan in the Safe Public Spaces Act that promotes safety in public urban spaces by regulating the possession, transportation, and storage of items that may be used as street weapons, such as large knives, machetes, or bear spray, as well as dangerous drugs such as methamphetamine and fentanyl. These rules will apply in municipalities and First Nations that choose to opt into the new Act. The Act prohibits persons from possessing items that could be used as street weapons in public spaces, defacing or altering those items, or possessing such an item that has been defaced or altered. Persons in breach of these rules can be charged with a provincial offense and subject to a fine of not more than $5,000, imprisonment for up to 1 year, or both a fine and imprisonment. The Act further provides police enhanced powers to seize these items from people in public spaces where there's a threat to public safety, regardless of whether a charge is laid. I would recommend that Council gives first reading to adopt bylaw 2025-3506, short name being the Safe Public Spaces Bylaw, as recommended by the Weyburn Board of Police Commissioners to allow enforcement under the Safe Public Spaces Act.
Thank you.
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Thank you for saving me from skipping an entire section of the agenda because I was just trying to move us along. Before we hear from the Deputy Police Chief, let's get a motion on the floor so that we can debate this.
Your Worship, I'll make the motion that Council gives first reading to bylaw 2025-3506, the short name, the Safe Public Spaces Bylaw, as recommended by the Weyburn Board of Police Commissioners to allow enforcement under the Safe Public Spaces Act.
Thank you. Seconder?
Your Worship, I will second that motion.
Thank you. So to Council, any questions on this before we let Deputy Chief go a little bit deeper for us? If there's questions specific you'd like him to answer. You know what, then, thank you, by the way, Deputy Chief St. John, for making it here tonight. I appreciate that very much. I almost cut you right out of the agenda, too, so,
that's,
you know. Yeah. But if you could help,
it's okay.
If you could help shed some light on what this really means in the day-to-day activities of your members and why this is so important that we do it.
In day-to-day activities, it doesn't change much, and I'll just explain a few little things. It doesn't change they don't lose any rights. You know, a reasonable cause is still required to do a search. It doesn't affect their charter rights at all. we must have valid reasons for reasonable cause to search someone's belongings, right? So that doesn't change anything. It expands our seizure powers. So if we're in a situation where someone is being detained or arrested or something in plain view, and we deem it reasonable that should not be in the public, we can seize that, right? And instead of getting a criminal code charge for weapon dangerous, maybe there's not quite enough there to lay that charge, we can then use the bylaw, they can go to court and explain it to a judge, right? And then depending on the circumstances, the fine could keep going up and up. Or if it's repeat offenders, maybe you could get jail time. It just, it gives us more teeth in keeping the public safe without taking someone's rights away, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Questions? Councillor Sadlowski.
I believe that Estevan passed this at their previous council meeting. Are we seeing this other municipalities following suit and introducing something like this?
Yeah, I think it's passed almost everywhere, as far as I know. I know it passed in Regina, in Saskatoon. I'm not sure about on the First Nations reserves if it's passed or not, but it has passed. And then, of course, it's not for, it could be anyone, right? It's not for a specific group or anything like that. It's just any circumstances you find yourself coming across where, you know, that weapon might be there.
Thanks. Councillor Janke.
Thank you, Chief. Am I correct in paraphrasing you then to say that, I mean, there would be no concern that this would be used against kids playing ball with bats or something? It would have to be a situation where there was an actual danger to the public.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if it's a group that we're going to fight and we show up and, oh, there's weapons there, you know, not sure what they're using them for, but maybe we better take these weapons. You know, that could be a bat. You know, we don't know. It could be anything that we deemed as a threat at that time.
So it's about the intent and the context and the situation, not the object itself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, if you have your belt on, you're walking down the street, you know, with a knife in a holder, we're not going to stop you and, oh, that's mine, right? That's not going to happen.
Any other questions? Got her? Yeah, and I know that at Police Commission there was a robust discussion as well around this. Lots of the other communities are already adopting this, so we're glad to have it here.
Yeah, I think it's just a tool to have, and you hope you don't need to use it that much, right?
That's right. Yeah. Very good. Thank you. If that's it, then I think I'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried. So we will have this back for second and third reading next time. Thank you very much, Deputy Chief St. John. All right. Now we'll go on to unfinished business, which is finishing off a couple of bylaw amendments, the zoning bylaw, the OCP bylaw that were put forth last time. The coordinator of planning and development, Malcolm, will you just give us a brief reminder of what we're talking about tonight?
Yes, so zoning bylaw amendment application and corresponding official community plan amendment application was submitted by Keith Epp of Travelland RV. The amendment is to change the zoning of the southern and western portions of 921 Government Road Southwest from Parks and Open Space and Urban Holding to Highway Commercial, as well as the parcel identified as 7th Avenue Southwest from Urban Holding to Highway Commercial. The properties are privately owned, and this became a condition of the sale after it was identified during a zoning memo request. After Council gave first reading at the September 22nd, 2025 regular Council meeting, public notices went out in accordance with the City Public Notice Policy. Notices were advertised in the September 24th, 2025 and October 1st, 2025 editions of the Weyburn Review, posted at City Hall and on the city website. Additionally, neighborhood notices were delivered to all property owners within a 75-meter radius of the property. No responses were received. The proposal is for Keith Epp to continue expanding his business, travel and RV, through the mentioned properties. The OCP and zoning amendments are required to facilitate both the developments, as the subject properties are currently zoned parks and open space and urban holding, which limits commercial developments. And these are the property in question. So, official community plan 2020-3411. The properties are currently designated as parks and open space and urban holding, as well as highway commercial. The applicant is requesting that the lands be designated highway commercial on the land use designation map of the OCP. The purpose of this designation is to provide highway commercial lands to businesses that require it. For the zoning bylaw 2020-3412, the properties are currently zoned parks and open space and urban holding, as well as highway commercial. The applicant has requested that the lands be rezoned to highway commercial, which would allow for the expansion of the business, categorized as mobile home sales and service, which is under the permitted use for that zone. The Weyburn District Planning Commission. So both bylaws 2025-3502 and 2025-3503 were presented for the Weyburn 2025 District Planning Commission meeting for input. No concerns were raised. Ministerial approval. The official community plan amendments must be approved by the Minister of Government Relations. After final reading of bylaw 2025-3503, it will be submitted to the province for ministerial approval. Both bylaws will take effect upon ministerial approval. So council options. Option 1, council holds a public hearing regarding bylaw 2025-3502 and bylaw 2025-3503 to hear any concerns or comments from interested parties. Council gives second and third reading to bylaw 2025-3503, being a bylaw to amend the official community plan to designate the above mentioned lands as highway commercial on the future land use and land use designation map. And council gives second and third reading to bylaw 2025-3502, being a bylaw to amend the zoning bylaw to rezone the above mentioned lands from parks and open space and urban holding on the future land use and land use designation map. Council directs administration to submit bylaw 2025-3502 and bylaw 2025-3503 to the Minister of Government Relations for approval. Option 2, council refuses to give second and third reading to bylaw 2025-3502 and bylaw 2025-3503 and direct administration to advise the applicant of the refusal based on the following reasons. Any officer making a motion for refusal shall provide reasons for the refusal. So staff recommendation, option 1, that council gives second and third reading to both bylaw 2025-3502 and bylaw 2025-3503 to amend the zoning bylaw and the official community plan as mentioned above.
Thank you. So this is the time when we would do the public hearings on these two. So we'll do them both at the same time, I think is the right thing we're doing. So I will declare now that the public hearings are open on bylaws 2025-3502 and 2025-3503. So if there are, just scanning the gallery to see if anybody's got anything for this one. I would suggest if folks are interested, while we just make sure we give it the due diligence of time, if folks are interested in these things, this is when you would come and make presentation for or of interest into a bylaw. Like we just introduced one. Next month we'll be doing, or next meeting, I shouldn't say next month, we'll be doing this process for that. So I would just ask right now, I will say this is the last call for submissions then, for these two bylaws. Hearing none, then I will declare the public hearings to be closed. So I believe we can proceed with second and third reading on both of these
we will first out of the gate do the zoning bylaw. That is 2025-3502. If somebody has a motion for that.
Your Worship, I move that council give second reading to bylaw 2025-3502, a bylaw to amend bylaw 2020-3502, being the zoning bylaw.
Thank you.
I'll second that motion, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Corrigan. Okay, any comments or questions on this before we move on to third reading from council? Nothing? Very good. Thank you. Then, please.
Your Worship, I move that council gives third reading and passes bylaw.
Jeez. So, Councillor Higgs, I'm sorry. It's not my night. On the second reading, all in favor? That is carried. Thank you.
I'm glad youth council already left.
What's that? Yeah.
Your Worship, I move that council gives third reading and passes bylaw 2025-3502, a bylaw to amend bylaw 2020-3502, being the zoning bylaw.
Thank you.
I will second that motion, Your Worship.
Thank you very much. Now I'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you very much. Next up then is second and third reading for the bylaw amendment, the OCP amendment. Sorry, that's 3503.
Your Worship, I will move that the council give second reading to bylaw 2025-3503, a bylaw to amend bylaw 2020-3411, being the official community plan.
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Thank you. Any questions or commentary on this one before we wrap it up? Hearing none, and I will call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Councillor Bloor.
Your Worship, I will move that council give third reading and pass bylaw 2025-3503, a bylaw to amend bylaw 2020-3411, being the official community plan.
Thank you.
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Thank you. And all in favor? That is carried. Thank you. And I'm feeling good that we're done with that because I was really struggling to get through that one. Tried to get it on the floor too early, and now we can move on. One last thing, I guess, and that is in new business, and that is a portable sign application. So we will look to our planning and development coordinator again.
Thank you. So an application has been received from Mohammed Khan from Ad Guys for the placement of 2 portable signs on land south of Highway 39 coming from Estevan. The signs will be standard non-LED single-sided portable signs or portable billboards. The submitted application from Mohammed Khan is for the placement of the 2 standard non-LED portable signs on city property along Highway 39 for the promotion of a well drilling and exploration company. The sign will be 2.4 meters wide, or 8 feet, and 1.2 meters long, or 4 feet, and have a surface area of 2.88 square meters, or 31 square feet. The proposed sign will comply with the regulations outlined in the City of Weyburn zoning bylaw 2020-3412, including placement, size, and duration requirements. The sign will be positioned to ensure visibility without obstructing pedestrian or vehicular traffic, and it will be maintained in good condition for the duration of the permit. Upon expiration of the permit, the sign will be promptly removed and the site restored to its original condition. Council options. Option 1, council approves the application 2025.014 for the placement of 2 portable signs on land south of Highway 39 without further conditions. And option 2, council approves the application 2025.014 for the placement of 2 portable signs on land south of Highway 39 with the following conditions. Placement must maintain a minimum setback of 10 meters or 33 feet from the edge of the highway right-of-way. Signs must be freestanding, portable, and professionally constructed or maintained. The signs may only be displayed for the period authorized by the permit. The signs must be removed immediately upon expiration of the permit or at the request of the city. The signs must only advertise the approved business identified in the application. The signs must be affixed with the contact information, including the owner's name and phone number, to a visible location on the sign. Option 3, council directs the development officer to refuse the application 2025.014 for the following reasons. The officer making the motion for refusal shall provide reasons for the permit's refusal in their motion. So staff recommendation, staff is recommending option 2 as it supports the city's goals, ensuring orderly development while maintaining public safety and visual harmony.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's get a motion to get this on the floor.
Your Worship, I move that council approve application 2025.014 for the placement of 2 portable signs on the land south of Highway 39, subject to the conditions as stated.
Thank you. And a seconder?
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Thank you. All right, questions? Councillor Higgs.
The ad guys, are they business owners in Weyburn? Do they have a business license in Weyburn?
They do not have a business license as yet. Their business is based in Regina. But in order to get the permit, they have to go through this process first.
Okay, then they'll be required to have a business license?
Yes. But typically you don't need a business license for a sign.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Councillor Sedlowski.
Thank you. Last council meeting, we approved a sign right in the same, another billboard right in the same area. Is there any concern of multiple billboards in the same area, or they'll be spaced further apart from that one as well, and to ensure?
For this one, there are no concerns for it because this is on the opposite side of the highway. It's on the southern part of the highway. It's not near any other sign, and it is a portable sign. So if, when placed, if we do have concerns about it, then it can be easily removed or moved to somewhere else.
Councillor Janke. Or sorry, Councillor Sedlowski, are you done?
Just for my own personal clarity, we're giving this to a advertising company, specifically not to the company doing the, for whom the ad is for, is that correct?
Right, it's the advertising company. They're the ones who own the sign.
Okay, good.
They're just advertising for the company.
Yeah. I would hate to be in a position where the municipality is picking favorites and winners and losers on who gets to advertise and who doesn't, so that's good.
Thanks. Okay, we good? Yep. Anybody else? Questions? No? If not, then I'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you very much. Thank you for your work on that one. All right. We move on now to inquiries and announcements. Anybody got something to share? We'll start, well, we don't have to start anywhere. Council, administration. Councillor Morissette.
Thank you, Worship. I guess everybody knows that October is Communathon month, and this year's theme is Communathon is Coming Home. I have taken on the role as the volunteer coordinator, so I am still searching for people to come and help us put on this 30-hour telethon. It is the first year that we've gone back to 30 hours, so hopefully we can raise lots of money. Again, those dates are October 24th and 25th, and you can go to communathon.com or just Google Weyburn Communathon to find out all the details and how to contact me. There are 10 shifts and about 25 to 30 people per shift, so I would love to have your help to put on another successful event. And you can also come down to the Legion from 8 o'clock a.m. on the 24th, right through until 2 o'clock on the 25th, or you can watch everything on Access Now TV.
Thank you for that. So the telethon is going to be overnight again. Excellent. That's great news for some. Anybody else? Councillor Corrigan.
Thank you, Worship. I have a couple. One is we're coming to the end of construction season, and it has been a very busy season in the community, and I just want to give a shout out to everyone involved in what was done this summer. It was, it's the work that we've seen is well done. It's a huge improvement to the community, and I know sometimes that there was some pushback from members of the community about detours and that sort of thing, but you know what? Those are good problems to have because we're moving forward as a city, and I hope it continues moving that way in the future, that we have construction projects like this every year moving forward. Another thing that I want to shout out to is the number of and I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but the number of student athletes from our community that have moved from Weyburn to across North America to post-secondary education. There's many, and I have too numerous to name because I'd miss a few, but it's a wide variety of sports. It's hockey, it's fastball, it's baseball, it's basketball, it's lacrosse, just to name a few, and this is in both Canada and the US. It's quite frankly a testament to those individuals to move their careers forward, but also to those involved in those sports in this community. And also the facilities that we have that give those student athletes a chance to improve their skills and give them those opportunities to move forward with into their sports. So if you know any of them, say congratulations, wish them best moving forward with their careers. One other thing I'd like to note is, and I don't know if anybody else has heard it, but there is a song out there about Weyburn. And it is written and sung by a past resident of Weyburn who grew up here. I know him well because we went to school together. And if you haven't heard it, give it a listen. It's quite a catchy tune, and it's something that we might want to look at, including in our media releases in the future, social media somehow. But it's a good tune. I enjoyed listening to it.
New City Council needs an opening theme.
That could be it.
Right?
Yeah. So a shout out. His name is Brent Mann. He's from Weyburn. Now lives in the States, but he's a professional singer, and it's quite a catchy tune. Give it a listen.
I'm glad it wasn't Councillor Higgs you were talking about, because I've heard him sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, different. Yeah. Anybody else? No? Staff? Nothing? Okay, good. It's been a good night. We got a lot of work done tonight, so I'm grateful for all of that. Thank you to administration for all of your work on everything you brought to us tonight. We got through a lot of stuff. So I think with that, we'll adjourn. Look at this.
If you'd like to share your feedback on the program you just watched, contact us today